Hi everybody, my friend and I are starting our own YouTube channel about just random horse stuff that we think needs to be talked about. So, our first thing that we want to talk about, is kind of controversial, is Hackamores, Bosals, Sidepulls, and bits. Some people like them, some people don't, some people are iffy about them. So, our first controversy is Bosals. And Bosals tend to be a controversy because of the nose pieces that are used. The type of nose piece is rawhide that is, I don't know exactly how they put it together, but anyway, there's a piece of rawhide that goes across the horse's nose and then it ties at the bottom with ropes, just like a bit would, except there's no bit in the mouth. So if you don't know what a Bosal looks like, that's what one looks like. Okay, a lot of them are used on young horses such as 2-year-olds. I know a lot of people at the AQHA World who show their 2-year-olds in pleasure classes use Bosals. Bosals bring pressure down from the chin and from the poll, and they're just good for young horses. Some people are controversial about this because they believe that Bosals can cause nerve damage and can cause, just pressure points that you don't want, or cause bleeding or damage to your horse's face. And this, in my opinion, this is all about the rider, not about the equipment used. If a rider has a harsh hand, yes, this is going to cause problems such as the ones I mentioned, and if you have soft hands, this is not going to cause as many problems. Okay, a Hackamore. A Hackamore is a lot like a Bosal. The difference is, though, is a Hackamore has metal shanks on the sides like bits do, and there's two types of Hackamores. There's these two. One is a mechanical Hackamore. I honestly couldn't tell you the difference. I think the one that was on the paint horse is for Western, and then the one on the Palomino was for English. And those just have the shanks, which give you more leverage from the nose and from the sides of the face. And Hackamores, people tend to believe that they're a little bit better than Bosals because there's the material that's used is rope, nylon, something that's not as harsh as rawhide. But these are also going to, if Bosals cause problems with the nose, the Hackamores are going to cause the same type of problems because there's really not that big a difference between the two. And Bosals are tend more for showing, and Hackamores are just for having fun. I know Bailey, who's the other person that's going to be making videos, she uses a Hackamore on her younger horse, Bling, and when she games her in that, and it just works for her. Okay, another thing is a Sidepull. A Sidepull is just like a Hackamore or a Bosal, except it has rings that attach. Here's a picture of that one. Okay, so it has rings that attach here, just like your reins attach right there, and it just pulls the horse's face side to side, just like reins do, without there having to be a bit in their mouth. So if your horse is more sensitive, a Bosal or a Hackamore or a Sidepull is going to be perfect. So if your horse, when my horse got her wolf teeth pulled, I rode her in a Hackamore, which did not go very well because she's used to being rode in a bit, so it was just kind of iffy because she's more used to having more pressure, but I didn't want to put that pressure in her mouth considering she just had her teeth pulled. Okay, now on to bits. Some people believe that bits are really bad for your horse, and I think under certain conditions they can be. Like if you have a bit with a Western, if you have a bit with a high port, that causes a lot of pressure on the roof of the mouth. So most of you know that there's different types of bits. There's snaffles. There's these things called Tom Snuttons, which are snaffles which clip in the front but have shanks along the sides. And then there's the other bits that have the port. So here's a picture of a snaffle. Okay, it's soft and it's used on horses 5 and under. That's what you can show in a one-handed bit if you want to. but you show two-handed when you have a snaffle. And that's just because it's softer on the mouth, doesn't add so much pressure on the sides of the mouth, or on the poll, or under the chin. Okay, next up is a Tom Thumb, which is that middle one right there. Tom Thumb is softer than the one with the port, but adds more pressure than the snaffle because of the shanks that run along the side. That just brings more pressure from the poll down. Okay, and then the one with the port. The port pushes pressure as you pull up. It puts pressure on the roof of the mouth, allowing the horse to drop its head. Now, all of these bits, or even the Bosals and the Hackamores, under strong, harsh hands can cause problems. I strictly believe it's riders, not equipment. I mean, because no matter, like, I could use a Bosal and totally tear up my horse's face if I am, like, jerking on them or pulling on them or popping on them. It's going to cause damage to the outside, whereas a bit would cause damage to the inside. Okay. Okay, and there's also, for bits, there's also the different types of mouthpieces. And you can get them in different metals. Copper tends to be sweeter, and horses like it better because it's sweet to them. So you'll see a lot of bits have like copper pieces on them, and that just allows it, to be more enjoyable. I mean, because the horse will sit there and suck on it if they want to. And snaffles can also come in copper. You'll see a lot of, because everybody who shows English shows in a snaffle. So you can get them in like zinc, and then there's the different types of snaffles. You can have a twisted snaffle, which is harsher than just the plain jointed, and then you also see snaffles that have little, like, I want to say shanks, but that's not really what they are, along the sides, and then just the rings. And then you'll also see English bits that are like Western, except of course you're showing two-handed. So like I said, it's just all a matter of opinion, and I recommend doing your research, and you know your horse better than anybody. And so don't let people tell you that you can always ride a horse in a Hackamore, which isn't true, because, I mean, my horse and my friend's horse, my horse isn't as crazy, but, I mean, you have to have that pressure, otherwise, I mean, it's not going to work. So, we will be uploading more videos soon, and I hope you found this informative, and if you have any suggestions, please comment below. Thank you.